Hello, my name is Darrell Roberts, PhD student at Piedmont International University. This semester enrolled in the class Team Leadership in a Ministry Setting. This research project that I'm doing for the final uh, paper of our class is on what effect, the effect of emotional intelligence on team leadership in a ministry setting. And the purpose of this research is to answer the question, what effect does emotional intelligence have on team leadership in a ministry setting? Team leadership is widely opening up as an important aspect of leadership in today's society. So I want to examine or investigate the emotional intelligence of team leaders as they develop team leadership in their ministry setting. I believe it's vitally important that every team leader exhibits some form of emotional intelligence in their leadership style or in their leadership character. And as we go through the class really presents to us an opportunity to see how emotional intelligence really take place in a ministry setting. So I seek to investigate how pastors really operate or how they organize their team leadership, whether they have a resonant leadership style as they organize their leadership, or is it a dissonant leadership style as they organize their team leadership? The theoretical thought of this research paper is to determine the mindset and the thought of ministry leaders as they organize new church plants in a global setting. How do we measure? How do we see the results of our leadership efforts as we develop ministry and leadership teams? Gaingle, in his book, Team Leadership in a Christian Ministry, helps us to understand how the field of leadership is changing rapidly. And he gives this thought. He says, leadership teams must be composed of competent leaders, but the attitudinal and philosophical differences between singular and multiple leadership are enormous. So how do we further look beyond the boundaries of our local church and develop a team leadership that will help move the ministry to the 21st century, or to be an effective team leadership ministry in a global setting? So as we look at team leadership in a ministry setting, we'll be looking at project team leadership and communication, how communication is vital in developing a ministry team. We will look at the influence of team leadership, how influence is vital in leadership development. According to John Maxwell says influence is leadership, nothing more, nothing less. So in this paper, we want to examine and investigate how leadership, how influence is leadership, the power of influence, the nature of influence in leadership. And I think in the book, Project Team Leadership and Communication gives us a clear look. Malachowski gives us a clear look of influence in a team leadership ministry. How we develop a project team, leadership ministry, and communication. How communication helps us to move to one level to the other. We will also investigate and examine the new approach to team leadership. How complex is it? How teams are made up of different people with different ministry mindset. The look of 3D team leadership. How do we explore the significance of this project is to bring awareness to the leaders who are coming after in the next 21st century, is to give them a picture of team leadership, how that looks, the operation of team leadership, the organization of team leadership, and how team leadership will survive as a team. The significance of this project is to ensure that there is no I in team. How important it is for team leadership and team ministry to work together to reach a common goal. How can we bridge the gap between team leaders and the team? How can we bridge the gap between team leaders, team leadership, and a global ministry? What does that look like? So in this research paper, we want to look at all of the ways that we can develop team leadership. We will look at scholarly papers of journals of leaders who have did research empirical research on this topic. We will look at what their thoughts are, look at their mindset of team leadership, how they develop their thoughts on team leadership. We will also discover the strategy for developing team leadership in a ministry setting. As we move forward, I seek to answer the question, what effect does emotional intelligence have in team leadership in a ministry setting? We will look at the emotional intelligence traits of Daniel Bortez and McKee. And see if there is a correlation, or is there a leadership style that reflects all of the emotional intelligence traits in this ministry setting. How will emotional intelligence enhance team leadership in a ministry setting? We seek to do this qualitative research to bring awareness to the team leadership ministry world.